I can never listen to that little bit of music and not like keep singing it in my head. So good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
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 Welcome to the December. I'm going to go with 7th. I think that's right. The December 7th,
6th for the
2025. Is it? What day is it?
It's the 7th.
It is the 7th. You son of a bee. G.I.JOE 3D printing podcast. Our guest today is GI Customs. Chaz, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So Chaz and I spoke like a week or two ago, kind of briefly.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
It's kind of a fun story because so many of us have been kind of into classified since it came out at tail end of 2020 or early 2021. But you're kind of
somewhere in the COVID fog it came out.
Yeah, but you're kind of fresh to it, which is kind of fun. So you're kind of coming into it with a fresh perspective, which I think it's really awesome because you've kind of got some creative ideas that we haven't seen before, and this late in the game, it's kind of nice to know that there's still lots of untapped ideas and just things people haven't thought of before.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've only been collecting classified for, I think maybe just barely over a year.
Okay.
So a year and a few months, maybe at the most, but somewhere in that vicinity when I bought my first one and got hooked. So yeah, relatively new compared to everyone else I seem to be talking to and joining up with in the community. So it's fun.
Well, how did that happen? Where did you get the first one?
So I'll keep it as short as I can. So I come from a design background, have a degree in graphic design, worked for a small toy company out of college called Greenlight Collectibles. We made little die-cast cars. They're still around now in main retail and stuff.
Okay.
Did that and some other design stuff, and then got the opportunity to move back home in Ohio to join my brother-in-law in a Snap-on Tools franchise. Completely out of left field, had nothing, no experience in any of it. Outside of I knew cars, but working on them, tools, I learned that as I went. Went from there to buying my own franchise. Ran that for about 5 years and didn't like where things were going. It's good business-wise, but wasn't really enjoying myself. So decided to sell that about a little over a year ago. And the plan was always to take 6 months to a year off and just spend time with the family. Might be my only opportunity to do that. My wife and I both 100% didn't have to work, didn't have to do anything, and then find something. And about 6 months in, kind of at the same time as I started going through stuff here, and my wife ended up getting a job, so allowed me to stay home and got out my old G.I. Joes that were sitting in a box from 1980, whatever. It was the last toy I still had, and my plan was to sell them. I was like, I'm just going to get these out. I'm going to lay them out on a table, take some pictures, put them up on Facebook. Didn't really feel like going through and pricing each one out. And as I was doing that, it was I remember this guy, and this guy, I used to play with him, and he's really cool. And I posted him briefly, and luckily got someone responded almost instantly of, hey, you're asking way too low for this. Like, you have guys in here worth more than what you're asking for the whole thing. And I was like, they're all played with, like, it's nothing. And he was right. So I took them all down, and while I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I'm like, actually, instead of making money on this, I'm going to spend money, and I'm gonna buy cases and put them on the wall.
Okay.
So that as I was doing that, we were out one time, and I saw classified, and I'm like, I've seen these around. These are really cool. I'm just going to get one, put on the shelf beside it. And it was the 50th anniversary diver was the first one I got. I just saw it somewhere, thought it was cool with all the accessories, and put it on the shelf, and it obviously did not stay by itself. So just one after the other, and started painting them, posted a few pictures, and people started asking me, hey, how much to paint mine, or can I buy this? And I declined them at first, and then started figuring out, like, all right, like you'll pay this much, like, all right, I'll paint it for you, and just kind of snowball rolled downhill after that.
Hey, this really good G.I. Joe guy who was trying to help you out, he didn't know that he was going to infect you with the sickness.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm lucky he didn't just snag him up and this would all be done. I'd be doing something else somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's funny how things kind of work out. That's that butterfly effect, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So where
So
did
from a
3D printing start for you?
So after I started collecting a few of those, I wanted to print the devilfish was my first file. I bought the file before I ever bought a printer or anything. I was just like, yep, I want to print this because I had it when I was a kid. And actually, my mom had an old Ender 3. She had some problems with it and stuff, and I was just like, I'll buy this file and I'll go over there. I'll figure out how to print it. And I could not figure out for anything. It wouldn't fit on there. It's too big. So I was trying to slice it up, not knowing what I was doing, like first time in software, anything. I had no idea. Couldn't get it to work. So I was just like, all right, well, if I want to print this, I need my own printer. I need a big one so I can print it all in one spot so I don't have to slice it up. And so I went out and bought the Creality K2 Plus because it was, at the time, it was the biggest one that would fit the size that I needed for that boat. Like it was all off of that boat. That what I bought and what I spent and everything was just to print a freaking devilfish. And yeah, so that started my journey of, okay, well, now I'm going to learn 3D printing.
Wow.
It says a lot about the tech. Not that you're not a competent, intelligent person, but it says a lot about the technology that you came so far so fast. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Had I had to dig in and, piece part things out and spend 2 months trying to figure out why one little thing wasn't working and stuff, I don't think I would have continued to the extent that I am right now. The fact that the technology was at a point at that time where I could, put a file in and for the most part, press print and get something on the other side that's good to go. Like that kept me going for sure.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
From what I've heard, you guys all didn't come in during that time.
Which
not so much.
No, which I get a little envious because folks can kind of come in and just, hey, I'm going to get me Bamboo Labs or something like that, and they just kind of get rocking with some beautiful prints. I'm just like, man, to know that joy.
Without having to calibrate every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or the first 20 prints are parts you need to get the printer working better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never. I've heard stories of those struggles. I'll fortunately never know them myself.
That's awesome. Like, a little jealous, but that is awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. So I've brought up your webpage here.
Yes, sir.
So is there? Go away. Is there anything you want to is there anything you're particularly excited about or have a fun story about, anything like that?
I mean the new stuff that I just put out, the add-ons for the little drone down there in the corner. I think you're on the main page. Yeah, it organizes them alphabetically, I think, on the see everything page. Mm-hmm. So drone upgrade kits and then the snake armor upgrade kits I just came out with. Both of those. Most of this stuff outside of the big vehicle prints, which are mostly Steve Custom or Steve's Toys files that I bought the rights to. All these other ones are customers just reaching out like, hey, are you going to do anything for this? I don't know. Like, what do you want to see? And I'll take their ideas and kind of run with it and make stuff up and add my own spin to it. And this one took off pretty good once I announced it. And this was just based off of, honestly, this whole thing was, I posted a picture, I think was on my auto post for social media, of one I had printed off of a free file and I painted. So I painted the inside so it glowed through the little cracks and stuff. And people started commenting on it when it posted up like 2 weeks ago. Like, oh, this is really cool. How can I get this? Oh, it's really cool. I'm like, well, this is just a free file I found on, I don't know, one of the sites. Like, I could probably make something. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to make it, what if it just took the exact same accessories as the snake armor? Like, that's easy enough. Just put the right diameter hole in there. So all these accessories can go back and forth, and you can put all the original snake armor accessories on the little drone, stuff like that. And yeah, both of these, I've been selling kits of these quite a bit here too, and simple stuff, and I can add a bunch of things to it.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I designed all that stuff. I designed myself as I'm teaching myself 3D modeling and stuff. So it's more on the simplistic side.
Like some of this world building stuff, like just it's buckets, but it's cool. Like for the guys that are doing photography, especially, like just making a fun little world for that adds so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of it out there. So I do my best to try and look at what's out there and not do something someone else is doing, unless I can change it enough where it's like, okay, well, this is different enough. It might be down the same alley, but it's not exactly the same.
Yeah. So what design software are you getting your hands?
I'm using Shaper 3D right now.
Okay.
Mostly because I tried a fair amount of them, just briefly, didn't get real deep into anything. That one seemed at the time to be the most intuitive for how it works. I'm real familiar and done a lot in like Adobe software.
Mm-hmm.
So Premiere I use to edit my YouTube stuff, Illustrator, Photoshop. I'm good with all that. I can dive into anything in any one of those. And Shaper 3D, not that it's the same, but it had some of the same feel of like where things were. It just clicked in my head a little more.
Yeah.
So I'm still learning it. Like I'm still watching tutorials on different things. I'm still just going in and messing with stuff, but getting better.
Cool. I always like to ask, because I mean, if you like jumped in and all of a sudden have become like a Blender genius, I'd be super jealous.
I tried Blender. I did a few edits with Blender, like taking models in and messing with them, and I don't use Blender. I want to.
Yeah,
it seems really cool. But
I tried to start. Yeah, forget it. Blender is just. We've got one or two guys in the group that are Blender geniuses. I cannot do it.
I'm getting better. I can handle my own, hold my own, but man, the amount of time it took to get that far.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion at this point, because I've dabbled in so many things. I think if I just forced myself to use Blender, I could be competent inside of 3 weeks. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it took me some time, so I can do what I need to do, but for the amount of time that it took, it felt like I was in college.
It's like just hitting your head against a wall. Like that was the thing. Like like a lot of folks, I started out in Tinkercad and I stayed too long, and it's like at a certain point you need to move on. But moving on is really hard. Like when you know how to do something and then all of a sudden you don't because you're using some new software, you can do it. It's one of these goddamn buttons. It's brutal, man. It's brutal.
Yeah, I still use it. Like, there's just certain things. There's certain things that I know I could just do super quick in that, and then I'll take it and go into Blender and do the rest.
I remember the one thing that killed Blender for me is I was just trying to make a hole in like a curved tube, and I looked up tutorials, and there was like 10 different ways, and they were all completely different from each other. And I tried, I think, 2 of them, and they didn't work, and I couldn't figure out what step I wasn't doing right. I'm just like, all right, no, something else. I gotta do something else.
This is my complaint. This is why I, like, when asked, I advise people to not go down the Blender route, and it's because Blender, it's open source. They do updates a couple times a year, and it seems like every time they do, they change how things work. They change where the button is. They change what the button's called.
Yeah.
And when you go to YouTube to try and look it up, you have a video that's not even a full year old, and it's wrong now because the software has changed. I tell people, like, especially starting out, you don't need the absolute newest version of that. Like, go back a couple versions, because if you go to the Blender website, it'll have the last couple of versions. Grab an older version and just stick with that shit and don't let it update. Like, get actually good in one version. Like, stick with that version for like a year or two, and then maybe move up. But like, you can do everything in Blender, and it's free. It's just like, if you can find somebody who's really good and is willing to like give you some time, I think that's the way to do it. But good luck with that shit.
Yep. Good luck.
Hey, real quick, Mark, there was a question that popped up in chat.
Yeah.
Just so that it doesn't get lost. It's completely off topic, but do you have anyone printing the RAM sidecar anymore?
Not at the moment. No. I'm in talks with multiple people. One of them's here to potentially print some of my stuff and sell it. But at the moment, no.
Okay.
I will not be doing it. I'll tell you that much. And it's not even the printing part; it's the painting part. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's understandable. So, Artwann, when are you going to start printing these for Mark?
After basketball season. Yeah.
Oh, the other guy. Got
it. Where? Okay.
Anywho, it's just so much work, man. It's just so much work. It's not what I want to be doing. So
yeah, I see some of my guys in the chat. I wanted to say good morning to everybody. Nico, Plastic, Fantastic. What else we got there? Son of a Crayon Slayer. I just like the name.
I see him in my stuff all the time. Son of a Crayon Slayer. That's a name you keep in your head, and you're like, oh, that's cool, man.
Render boy.
Sounds kind of marine-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's something I just want to tease about. So you're an Ohio guy?
Yes, sir. Oh, don't say it. Don't say it. I stayed up, watched the whole thing.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
But so
you guys
the
talking
Midwest,
about sports ball?
No, I'm not. So the Midwest, though, in particular Ohio, everybody always seems to have some sort of stash somewhere from when they were a kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was it? Kenner? Kenner was there.
Kenner was there
in the 80s. Kenner was in Ohio, I think. And
this always lends to my theory. The Midwest has like the stockpile of G.I. Joes because we've got basements and attics and stuff.
Yep. Yeah. There's the basements and attics, and then there's also less modern toy show presence. Like vastly, like the coasts get tons of shows and stuff that tend to kind of bring some people in. But yeah, the Midwest just doesn't have any of that stuff.
Like they've got the Greater Ohio Toy Show. Have you been to that, Chad?
I have not. I was going to this year. I forget something else came up, and I couldn't make it because it's like a 3-hour drive for me.
Okay,
so it's not real close, but I was planning on going and just couldn't. But I heard something that's like 400 or 500 tables. Like it's good size.
So Patrick had made it to that show, and he said it was basically, think of the size of Joe Fest. Now spread that across 5 different buildings.
Wow.
Now, of course, it's everything, but he said he was there for half a day and couldn't even see everything.
Wow.
I've seen
where is
pictures
it?
of people lined up outside.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think it's south of Columbus or southwest of Columbus. I forget where it was.
Oh, it's Xenia.
Xenia. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's some big shows, so I know, like, that Ohio one sounds great. I mean, I don't know if I'd ever make it to one. Maybe.
well, and they used to have PowerCon, but PowerCon.
PowerCon used to be there.
Oh, that's right.
I know Illinois has this big show called like Kane County. That's a huge one.
Okay.
That's got to be down south too, right?
Yeah.
What you said, Kane County?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up in northern Illinois. I grew up half hour, 45 minutes west of Chicago.
Well, yeah.
So that doesn't sound familiar to me. So
no, it's huge though. One of my guys here who used to have a toy store here in Washington, he'll drive all the way from Washington to go to Kane County. So it's got to be huge if you're driving from the coast to get over there.
So here's my off the cuff theory for Midwest and why we have more toys. I'm sitting here thinking like, well, we have basements, right? We don't have hurricanes, we don't have fires, we don't have floods for the most part, like not major floods. So I wonder over the last 40 years, you put all that together and we just have a higher likelihood of them surviving that long, maybe.
It's always be, yeah.
Well,
another weird thing is that I think that there were some parents that had like the foresight to save a lot of stuff, which was weird. Like, so the lady from Illinois.
Yeah, it could just be like a Midwest attitude thing where,
right?
Yeah, we'll stick it in the attic. We'll stick it in the box.
Yeah, just keep it. There's no reason to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just lazy. Like, just put it in a box, put it away. We'll figure it out 10 years from now, and then it's 40 years later. Like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I wish I still had all my vehicles and stuff. All I have are the figures, so I've got like 80 figures or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And that's it. Everything else, going through the pictures and stuff, I had a bunch of stuff that I didn't remember all of it until I saw the pictures of it, but I don't actually have any of it anymore.
Okay.
Like in the back of my head, I'm hoping that someday when I clean out my dad's garage, I find like a box full of stuff. Probably won't happen, but I have hope.
Yeah, hope's still there.
My hope's there. I had to rebuy it all, so I just went crazy.
So since we're talking toy shows, so what 2 weeks ago was the Retro Toy Con?
How'd it go?
It was kind of awesome. So my toy show experience up until this point has mostly been very Joe centric, is what I say.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly G.I.JOE themed shows is what I go to. This is just like it sounds. It's toys from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and it's everything. And so it was pretty cool to go and see stuff that I completely forgot ever existed. And there it is in box. It's like like there was a Police Academy toy line, and they had like a repainted Ghostbuster headquarters as a police station. There it was. Forgot that existed. Just all kinds of stuff like that. Crash Test Dummies and Last Action Hero. Just all these, I don't want to really say obscure, but like all these toy lines that kind of just, came and went. And I remember looking at them at the toy store when I was a kid. So it was quite the nostalgia trip. Big show, good traffic, lots of vendors. It was just good. And then everyone talked about the lobby swap being just amazing. But it was like a cordoned off little area in the lobby for it, and it was kind of small. Mm-hmm. And people had talked about it so much that I had built it up in my head and was ultimately disappointed by the lobby spot.
Okay.
The hotel this thing was in, 9 floors, and it's it's open in the middle from the bottom floor to all the way to the top. It's open in the middle, so you can, like, from standing down in the lobby area and looking up, you can just see all the floors.
Yeah.
People were hanging banners over the side of the railings in front of the rooms. They had signage, and there had to be 40, 50 room sales, like high-end room, like they loaded their rooms up. So there was no reason for the lobby swap when you could just go to each floor, do a lap, up a floor, do a lap, and see so much more stuff than ever could possibly have fit in the lobby.
Wow.
Like the hotel that it was held in made it just amazing.
Yeah, it made it possible to. Yeah. I think I saw some pictures on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, they trying to hype it up. And I'm like, all right, okay, I'm not going.
Yeah, and what makes the room trading really good is most of the rooms are suites.
Yeah,
like separated room suites. So the front room becomes the toy store, and then the back room is where everybody is sleeping.
Magic happens.
What's that?
He said that's where the magic.
It's where the magic happens.
Yes.
But it's true though. Like, there's a door separating the front part of the suite from the back, so it's not like you're going in and they've got all these toys laid out on the bed and their underwear's on the floor. It's not like that. People brought in shelves like what Chaz has behind him, and it's like walking into a little toy store in their room. Yeah, it was. I've never seen anything like this. It was pretty.
It's a cool show. One of the other things that does make Retro Toy Con special too is it's put on by Toy Federation, which is a big store local to that area.
Yeah.
Never been to the store because unfortunately they close the store when they're doing the convention, so you can't combine the two as a trip.
Mm-hmm.
But what they do, Toy Federation actually has a really large online presence. They have a show where they kind of play Pawn Stars, where people will bring in their collections and they go through the process of grading it and figuring it out and providing the money. And they're really honest, really straightforward guys. So because they have that huge presence of a store, they bring in their highest valued items for this show. And that causes a lot of the other vendors to try to bring in their showcase pieces. So you're talking about graded and boxed and secured and Lexan stuff that they're asking $8,000-$10,000 a pop for, because that's part of the appeal of this show. Is it's not just the toys, but this is the holy grails. This is where the big collectors are coming to pick up items. And I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that they want to hold off just for the convention.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's a good show. And Toy Federation is at most of the shows. Like they're at Joe Lanta, they're at Joe Fest. Mm-hmm. But this is their showcase store. This is when, you walk in the front and they're right there front and center, and they basically have a small store right there with glass cases and everything.
Yeah, glass cases. And behind the glass cases, the shelving, and it's floor to ceiling.
Yeah.
They'd have to get a ladder out to reach the stuff on the top.
Yes.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they also do a really good job gathering up a bunch of their thing is voice talent. So about half of the cast of the Thundercats was there at this show. And they do it as a special thing, and they do promotions, and it was it's interesting. They do a lot of good work. Fun show.
There's some Ninja Turtles.
There were a couple Ninja Turtles, yeah.
Before I forget, so Carson did a 3D Joe / Operation Recall panel.
Yeah, that was good.
If anyone's following along, Carson's got the first.
He's got the stuff. Yep.
Yes.
Years he's got it. So I suspect today's Sunday, so I suspect tomorrow that stuff's hitting the mail. So if you were an all-in
backer, there will be Operation Recall under the Christmas tree.
Under the Christmas tree,
right?
That makes me so happy.
Yeah. Look at you, Mr. Show Off. Put that thing away. You're not supposed to have that.
What's that? Hey, that was a long game. I started that process 15 years ago with Carson. Hey, Carson, here's a little 3D printed model.
Yeah. So, are you kind of up to speed on what Operation Recall is? Or did you get in?
Yes. I don't know the details of it, but I've seen it. I've looked at it and stuff. I can only collect so much at a time. So I've sworn off the 3.75 scale outside of the old ones I have sitting up there just because they're really cool and all the new ones coming out are fantastic. I just can't look at them too long because I can't collect them.
Yeah. That's fair.
Rabbit hole.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But I did order the book set coming out from 3D.JOE's.
Oh yeah, the field
whenever
guide.
those are coming, I've got those coming. I thought those were really cool to have, like physical form to be able to flip through and stuff. So
Did you get
whenever
the
those
art
come out, I
book
got
from
those.
Carson? The
The
Beast?
art of G.I. Joe compendium.
No.
Oh.
I've got a couple books, but I don't have that.
Oh,
one.
you
I've
would
seen
know.
it, but I don't.
You would
You
know
would
it.
know if you got it. It's the Bible.
You'd have a herniated disc like the rest of us.
It's the Bible.
Yeah. It's what, 800 pages?
Yeah.
Takes up a dining room table.
He sold them all, man.
He sold them all, every one of them.
Yeah, Carson, man, he's magic.
8,000 copies. I think that was his print run.
Wow.
It sounds right.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm sure. I have a feeling now that the physical copies are done, he'll take a breather and then he'll release it as a digital. I mean, that'd be the smart way to do it.
Maybe probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to have the hard copy.
Yeah.
Like the tangible thing, and I can physically turn a page. Like,
yes,
that works for me. I guess tactile, but he puts years of his life into that book.
Yeah.
You know, I meant to comment today, like, because he took a picture with his with like the recall stuff.
Yeah.
That came in, and I kind of want a picture of Carson before and after. How much grayer his hair is.
You see the aging process.
It's like those before and after pictures of every president. It's
Right. Yeah.
This is what the job does to you.
Yeah.
It's 4 years difference, but it looks like 25 years difference.
Yeah.
How did they age 30 years in 4 years?
So Jazz, have you looked into? I think you told me you're going to Joe Fest. Yeah, you're going to have a table.
Yes. Yeah, I've got a table at Joe Fest. It's a corner booth, main floor. Yeah, first show. So first show I'll ever have been to, and had stuff at. So just gonna jump in and both be at the same time.
Yeah, it's Joe Fest. If you're gonna start, man, that's like that was the first toy show of any kind I ever did was Joe Fest 2021, and like that's the way to do it, man. Because you're not gonna be. It's not going to be slow. It's not going to be boring. It's going to go like this. You're going to be talking to people the whole time, and you're going to be exhausted at the end of it. But unless you drop the shit out of the ball somehow, like you're going to move some product too.
Yeah, it's just a matter of bringing enough of it with me.
Yeah.
That I talked to enough people to know my original plan or thought of just a big box truck with 3D printed parts, especially PLA, driving down through there when it's 100 degrees. Box truck without a refrigeration system or something is not going to work very well for me. So I'm going to need my plan now is a Sprinter van that I can pump AC and stuff in the back, at least for the drive, and keep things tolerable.
And then
at least
usually they don't have windows in the back either.
Right.
So keep it out of direct sunlight. Yeah.
Yeah. So my wife's coming with me, and our plan's just to load everything up, and it's a 9.5 hour drive or something, I think is what it was, and just power straight through, and then unload it all as soon as we get there into the hotel room or wherever we have to until it's time to set up.
Yeah.
Well, if you get there, if you're getting there Thursday,
I forget. I have to look at our schedule. I think we have it planned where we're driving Wednesday, so we're going to get there Wednesday afternoon, evening, whenever.
Okay.
The stars align for us to get there. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you get there, if you're getting there Thursday or before, you'll easily be able to get a parking spot in the parking garage. And I'm not saying leave all your product in the van with a sign that says "Come steal my shit," but if you're in the parking garage, you won't have any issues. That's been my experience. It's never 1,000 degrees in the parking garage. It's all obviously shaded. And, so you don't have to be in a complete rush to get everything unloaded from there. But you feel it out when you get there and decide if the trek from the parking garage to the room is worth than having the trek from the room to the show floor.
Yeah.
Because loading can be a real hassle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what was this? Patrick Bryan outside saying congrats on finishing the Tomahawk. It looks kick-ass. Now, I haven't seen it, so I want to see this.
Oh, do you have it physically, like, on hand? Do you have anything you want to show?
I mean, I'll show whatever you guys want to see.
I want to see.
I have the Tomahawk. It's in parts now because I'm getting ready for it to ship. But I can pull the main body on here if you want to take a look at it.
Yeah. Pull out some stuff, man.
So, Artwann, so that you know, he's doing prints of the classified vehicles, but he also posted on his YouTube as he's going through the process.
Sweet.
That looks
like no
amazing.
shit. Like, how did you do the G.I.JOE logo?
So those are water slides from Bad Mother Customs.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you ordering like custom water slides from them?
No, he makes 1/12 scale. So I just use he'll print the ones like designed after the original toy. So there's a lot of them on there that I don't use because they just include a lot from the original toy. So I narrow it down and kind of put them where I think it fits and still keeps the nostalgia of it. But some of it just doesn't translate well when you're sticking stickers all over a toy compared to trying to make it look a little more realistic. But he does a good job so far. I mean, I've got plans.
Sure. I like it. It popped for me, like, because it looks like it looks almost painted on, and it's really nice and opaque.
Yep.
And it looks like it's the right size. It's the right shape.
I do my best, and I do a matte clear coat over it, so in the right light, you can still see there's a little shine on some of them, like the United States there.
Little silver.
But in person, and they do. He does a good job making them, and I do everything I can to make them look painted on.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah,
now,
it's gorgeous, dude.
Now, did you print the canopies?
Yeah, that was my question.
I did.
Wow.
I'm still learning. So they're not as clear as I would like them to be, but they're not bad.
Damn good.
Yeah,
pretty damn good.
Considering how long you said you've been 3D printing, those look amazing.
Oh,
I know there are some guys that have the formula down right, but it's taken them years to get there. And
I've looked at having a third party. I've contacted a few of the guys on Facebook and stuff. I'm like, hey, how much? And I know there's a bunch of work that goes into it because I do it, and their stuff looks amazing. But the cost of them, I just can't. I can't swallow it and sell these at the same price. And bumping these up a couple $100 for a little bit more clarity and saving me a few hours. At this point, I can't do.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll put this
you're airbrushing, yeah?
Yeah. So everything.
I'm looking. You're
airbrush.
doing a wash. You're doing a dry brush. You're airbrushing. That's like a museum quality piece. That looks just amazing.
Thank you. Let me put this down.
Sweet.
I don't know what else you want to see. Here I got my devilfish.
The one that started it all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This is my version of the original.
I like the camo you put on there. I think that's a really clever way to do it.
I like to do something different. One, it's more fun for me to make it more complicated, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still keep the nostalgia of it. I mean, it's still orange. It still brings those feelings back, I guess, but is also different and more classified up if you want to go that direction.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man.
And I've got these are so the engines glow a little bit like they're laser powered.
Okay.
Just because I couldn't make sense of the internal engines actually looking engine like, and instead of redesigning them, I'm like, I'll just reinvent what it means
Yeah.
and go with that. So it's got a little glow effect on there, and I've added like these are magnetic, so they go on with magnets, so they stay on.
Oh, nice.
Actually, they're flipped around there, but so yeah, I try to add and change things as I go. So the torpedoes on the bottom are magnetic, so they go on with magnets and stick on there.
Very cool. Now, I can't tell. Do you have the Devilfish logo on the front?
So I've got the Devilfish.
there
I
we
put
go.
it on this side instead of on the front because I added in some grill and stuff on the front.
Okay.
So didn't have a good place to put it on the front.
Yeah. Oh, it looks great.
Yeah.
So a question came up in the chat about vacuum forming the glass, and I imagine some people have tried that, but I don't know. I don't know how well that would work for doing
the problem with trying to vacuum form it is like you can do like a little DIY vacuum form machine. And like anything else, the bigger you go, the harder it is for it to work, like to maintain the suction and everything. And then to get the thickness right for a canopy, like you got to start with like a really thick piece of what mylar, polyurethane, whatever. And when you vacuum form and it comes down, it stretches. So like across that canopy, it won't be an even thickness all the way across. To pull a suction on something as thick as you would need it to be, to get it as hot as you need it to be, you kind of need a professional machine to pull off a quality canopy of that size. And it like real fast, it gets expensive if you're paying someone else to do it. Like they've got to make the mold. It's not like a cheap, quick, easy thing. Like this is why we're 3D printing, because we're doing low quantity pieces.
Yeah.
And once you move into professional manufacturing, like to offset the cost, like the initial cost of it, you got to make so many.
Oh yeah, I mean, I said I worked for Greenlight Toys outside of right after college, and I was production and product development manager. And so we worked with, I mean, they're in Meijer, Walmart's, Targets, like we were mass retail. And when we pull out a new, I mean, tiny little car, the molds for those back in, this was 06, 09 era. I mean, you're one car, one design at $50,000 to $60,000 for the mold. And that doesn't include any of the other setup processes, all the tampos, all that kind of stuff that you have to pay for them to set up a new production line. I mean, to get a new vehicle this size, I can't imagine, HasLab or something. I mean, you're talking $100,000 would be my guess, just to get the initial mold out. Bless you. And then even those, and we were injecting metal, so maybe it's different for plastic, but there's a life expectancy of that mold. And I think it was 100,000 or something at that point. Then you had to scrap it and do another one. That all the details would just slowly go away, and you just couldn't do it anymore.
So you're looking at about 100,000 cycles. If you did, you can do a soft tool. At least in plastics, you might not be able to do soft tooling for metals, but plastics, you get like 10,000 shots out of it. Yeah, 10 or 20. But
See, I've messed with that world enough. I've no matter how big any of this stuff gets, I will stay away from that with everything I possibly can until there's no other choice, and I don't expect any of this to get to that point.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, and at some point, once Hasbro perceives you as a threat to their money, they'll step in.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. That's why I print all these vehicles. I love them. I want to keep doing it for as long as I can, but I lean highly on the customizing. So I do a lot of commissions. I've got one of the ramen tanks. This is mine back here. I have another one in the works right now, painting for a customer. I'm detailing that up. That's, I would say 50% of my business is customizing and not just printing.
Okay.
So it in my head is, well, if that day comes of I have to stop printing all of these vehicles that are G.I. Joe-esque, even if they're different, they're close enough that in a court, I've got no leg to stand on.
Yep.
Even if I bought the commercial rights, none of that matters. That I can still keep going with the other stuff that I've got going on and the stuff that I'm designing myself and stuff like that. So if at some point all that just has to go away and never come back, then I'll be fine.
I wanted to kind of get into somewhat your business model and like your turnaround and stuff like that. So like somebody orders from your site, what is that process like, and like how long do you sort of like tell everybody like, okay, you know, you're getting multiple orders in, like what do you sort of use as your model?
Sure. So the regular printed stuff, like the accessories or the walls I do for the bunkers or modular, whatever they're called, those are pretty quick. I think I put on my site 7 to 14 days, but in all reality, I usually ship those out in like 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Those are pretty quick. I like giving myself a lot of leeway, and then like, oh, no one's going to be upset that they shipped fast. Like, cool. For vehicles, it really varies. I think on my site I have 45 to 60 days or something like that. Now I just had a guy order a Night Raven, 112 scale.
Okay.
And he's in California. I'm going to ship it to him, even though on my site it says no shipping. You have to pick it up. I just told him, he was messaging me back and forth, and I was like, yeah, I'll try. It's going to be a couple boxes, and I'm going to contact you when it comes time to ship, and you're going to have to pay the shipping, whatever it is. It's not going to be cheap. And he was okay with that. So like, all right, like I'll get going on this. And I told him, I was like, look, I've got 3 different projects in front of you. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can, but I don't know the exact timeline. I gave him a couple months, but anytime anyone orders even a devilfish or something smaller, if it's a custom vehicle, I do everything I can to keep in contact with that person. So even if it's a picture of, hey, here's your parts printed, I got them all printed. I'm still 2 weeks out before I can start it, but then I'll send you pictures when I start it. The Tomahawk I just did, that one was a little delayed based on the customer. He's deployed. He's a Black Hawk helicopter pilot. And he told me from the get-go, because I was like, hey, it's going to be like a month or 2. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm deployed till January, so I don't care. Like, even if you ship it tomorrow, it's just going to sit there and do nothing until I get home and open it. It's like, all right. So his I've delayed a little bit, and that I was starting YouTube at the same time. And so I was contacting him back and forth like, hey, do you mind if I push this out a little more? I'd really like to do a YouTube series on it and go through the process. He's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. No big deal. So I'll be shipping it out this next week, but I think that one was probably 3 or 4 months. And again, that's not that whole process isn't usual. Mm-hmm. But I do everything I can to stay in contact. That, you have an initial expectation of 45 to 60 days I put on there. But if it's going to be anything different, or even if it's not, I'm still going to be in contact with you of, hey, this is where I'm at in the process. Here's some pictures of it. Maybe the first paint coat or whatever, just something to keep people knowing that I know about their project. It's not sitting in a box behind me somewhere I forgot about. I appreciate every customer, but especially the ones that are sending me hundreds of dollars for something they're not going to see for 2 or 3 months. Like I feel they're putting a lot of trust in me to produce that for them, to take their money up front, to then send them something, months now that they can only kind of see what it's going to be. That if I were in that position, I look at it as, well, I'd want to at least know, like, not everyday communication, but every now and then, like, oh, okay, it's still in process. It's still working. So I do my best to do stuff as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But I'm also my own worst critic, as I'm sure we all are to some degree, of I've got to draw a line in the sand of I am done at this point in the detail. Otherwise, I'll spend the next year and a half adding details to it, just because I want it to always be better. Like everyone I do, I want to make better in some fashion, and I feel like I can still do that, but there has to be a stopping point of like, okay, no, this is good enough. This is what he expected, plus some extra stuff. Like, yeah, I could spend 3 more days on this little part. I could spend 2 more weeks on this, but I don't need to for what's going out, and I need to get to these other projects.
Got to get there. Holy moly!
Does that answer your question?
Oh
enough?
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just getting into another piece. That I was thinking about for someone who has a business sort of like yours, where you're doing customization, you're doing 3D printing, you're getting things out. Can you talk about the trend or what you've noticed? What's the most? I guess I'm trying to get to, is the 3D printing stuff picking up, or is the customization stuff still sort of like the biggest part for you?
I'd say at this time it's about half and half, to be fair. So I have more orders than anything for just like 3D printed the walls and doors and different things for the bunker, or now the options for the drones and the snake armor. Then I have a lot more orders for those than I do custom. Now that should be, because the customs are a lot more expensive than that stuff. But my business is probably about half and half of both. The printers are always running, printing the small things. And maybe I'm just lucky so far, but I've kind of got a good rhythm of the bigger things where, while the big parts are printed, then it's usually a cycle of, okay, I'm done with this one. Now I've got parts for this one. I can pull those in. And at some point I'll get overwhelmed. I hope. I mean, that'd be a good thing to a certain degree. And I've already thought in my head at some point I'll have to probably say, hey, customs are on pause for a few months. Take them off the site, whatever, and then just prints and then bring them back up later. I don't want to do that, but that's the hard thing. Even talking to other businessmen and stuff and different people around, is scaling this type of business on the custom side is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
one,
because you don't want to burn out, man.
Well, yeah, and
it's all you,
Yeah, and I don't know. So far, I don't have a guy next door that I'm like, oh, he can paint as good as me. Like, he knows what details to look for, how to improve it. Like, I think it'd be real hard, just me personally, to let somebody else do that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That, unless the 3D printing stuff itself goes up, and that scaling, it's just adding more printers or something. The customizing side of it is the tricky side to, like, yeah, I have to do it all. I have a hard time telling someone like, oh, it's going to be 6 months to get to your stuff. I'd rather them not order for 6 months, and then when they order, get it in a month. And to say, I'm sorry, I've got 10 projects ahead of you. I'll get to it when I get to it. Luckily, I haven't got to that point yet. But I also, every time I do it, so this is the 3rd Tomahawk I've done. Things get faster, right? The first one, I was trying to figure out how to do the freaking camo right, because I was doing it by hand. I'm like, this doesn't look right. And then if you watched my videos, I found like silly putty, and you can form it around a camo and then spray it, and the paint just like comes right off. You can peel it off like it. I was like, it's fantastic. And it cut that time so much, and it looks a lot better, a lot crisper lines. So I know that stuff will get more production-y, for lack of a better term, where I'll be able to turn them around a little faster, but it'll never be, 1-2 day Amazon turnaround for a custom piece. Like, it's just never going to happen. So,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. You sort of mentioned it, but can you talk about what 3D printers you're running?
Right now, I've got 3 FDM printers. So I've got 2 Century Carbons, and I've got the K2 Plus, the Creality K2 Plus, and then I've got 1 resin printer. It's the Saturn 4 16K. I really don't like resin printing. I don't like the mess, but I can't get clear things any other way. And I tried real hard for a minute on FDM. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. And so you've been printing for how long? Because I know it's been pretty short.
Yep. So I bought my K2, which is my first printer, in January 2025.
Wow.
And it was probably, I mean, I printed my devilfish because that's the whole point. Did that one. If you look on my site and some of my stuff, it's the gray one. So I didn't even do orange at first. I was like, I just want it military-esque. Like, looked up, if you Google search military boats, they're very boring. They're all gray, maybe a little black, whatever. So I went with that some because sure, why not? But then I had gray filaments. So I was like, yep, this makes sense. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I probably printed random nonsense, toys and whatever, getting used to it for a good 4 or 5 months before I got into like, okay, like maybe I can make a business out of this. That wouldn't be, me going to craft shows or something. I didn't really want to do that stuff. Maybe I could do something else with it and started learning fast, and still have lots to learn. I definitely don't know anything. I actually just started. I don't know if any of you guys use. I started messing with ASA filament. So it's from my understanding, and I don't know all the chemical aspects of it. I'm sure somebody out there will correct something I say, but it's from my understanding, it's ABS properties, so temperature withstanding, tensile strength, all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't have the bad fumes.
The smell.
So it doesn't have toxic fumes in it.
Okay.
And it seems to print pretty easy. I think the temperature, if I looked, was like 240 to 280. So not crazy high. And I've got all enclosed printers, but I'm in the basement. I've got one window over here. I don't have good ventilation for like, let me do ABS and just run all this tubing everywhere or something, trying to vent it out. So I've started printing a few things with that, and it's not too bad. The detail's still there. It doesn't have real thick lines. So far it seems to print okay. Still messing with it, but if I can get that to work, I mean, you're talking ABS temperature and like outside light, water. It's good with all that stuff where PLA isn't. So it doesn't have as many color options. I don't know. Messing with it, seeing if I can switch to that or not, and at least some things.
Yeah.
The little bit of ABS experience I've got was years ago, and the issue was stringing.
Stringing. Yeah.
We may just be past that at this point.
Yeah, or I've just been lucky. I've tried one roll, so I haven't. I think I saw at one point, but I don't remember. It's how much it can tolerate moisture and stuff. So I had one roll, pull it out of the plastic, put it on the machine, started printing. If I keep a bunch of those rolls around, that might be more of a hindrance of having to dry them all the time and stuff. Like my basement's pretty dry, so even PLA sitting out, unless it's sitting out for a long time, I really don't have to worry about it. I have a dryer, but I think I've used it once.
Okay, yeah. I was just about to ask, are you drying them? Okay.
Yeah, usually right now, I've got a decent amount of backstock. It's usually I get a roll or a couple rolls of a color, and I use it. Like it goes through the printer. It doesn't sit around very much.
Mm-hmm.
So at this time, I haven't had to worry about it too much.
Yeah, 4.4 D2, I totally agree. But see, I mean, you're always kind of learning with these printers and different processes, different methods. But like it, also the 3D printing game is always evolving. It's getting easier, obviously, but there's always some stuff to learn.
Oh, sure. And my assumption is there always will be.
Yeah.
As soon as you learn everything, well, 5 new things just came out or something the next day, and you got to learn that stuff too. So it'll be never ending.
I think we're poised for a huge boom in new things here in the next year and a half too.
Wow.
Just because
I agree.
Bamboo Labs has just bitch slapped everybody. So if they want to, well, it's true though, but if they want to keep their business, they're going to have to do some innovation and really just like go hard and bring it. Like, Mike, what's the one that's got the multiple heads so it can switch colors quickly?
Oh, that's the
Was it Solval?
Prusa?
No, was it Snap?
Snapmaker?
I think it was Snapmaker.
Yeah,
There's a bamboo that's coming out that's using the same technology.
same idea, right? So
Yeah.
but now everybody's got to do that. Like if they would just want to stay competitive, they've all got to do that now, and not just copy, but like they've got to put their own little twist on it. Like we're just going to see a lot of innovation in the next year and a half. I think 2 years from now we're looking at a completely different world.
Yeah.
I saw something the other day. I just saw the little video of it. Someone made a different head for a Prusa that could print silicone, where it was pulling a silicone tube down and it was like cutting and splitting it at the same time and then melting it. And it was a really weird. It was like a needle head. I don't know. I didn't understand what was happening, but they were actively printing silicone on a like hotbed. That
I don't even understand what purpose that would serve.
It's a nothing. As far as I'm aware, nothing else prints silicone. Like they have the ones that printed in the gel.
What would you do with a silicone?
I don't know. I mean, with what we do, I have no idea.
Yeah,
but the utility of silicone, like in kitchenware, like heat resistance, all that kind of stuff, like as far as the 3D printing world.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're printing it in such a way that it's food safe.
Yeah,
I mean, a big part of why a lot of this stuff just like I wouldn't recommend it for like even cookie cutters and stuff is because like stuff can get in between those layers, and if you can't wash it out effectively, it's no good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I don't know. Anything they can do, if they can do that, it'll lead to 5 new things. So.
Yeah. I mean, if you could use that for a mold.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
that's true. Like an injection mold.
I mean, if the quality is good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I saw the little clips. I don't know what they're doing with it.
Well, one of the interesting things that I've seen people starting to do is you'll buy a silicon mold, and then all the scrap that you get from all the scrap that you get, you put into the silicon mold, and then you just heat the silicon mold. I saw people using a heat gun, and then you just take your scrap and you melt it down into the silicon mold, and then you pop the silicon mold, and now you have another thing. Like one of the big things I saw people doing was apparently there's a silicon mold of a skull that's pretty common.
Yeah.
And they just start throwing all their scrap into it, and they melt it down. And once you filled it up, you've got a good sized plastic skull.
Okay.
It looks like the projects from school where you melt crayons or something, and it's got all the different colors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now, if you were to take that and 3D print the mold for whatever you want, you might have somewhat of a game changer there.
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, somebody saw the need for 3D printing silicon that drove the innovation.
From what it looked like, it was just an add-on to the Prusa XL or whatever. Like you just switched out the head and you could do it. Now maybe there's more to it than that, but that's what it looked like.
Well, I have a friend. He took an old Prusa and attached a laser to it and turned it into a laser engraver because it's all the same technology. It's just now you're hitting a laser instead of powering a hot end.
Yeah. I still want to see recycling come down in price.
Okay. Yeah. But I think within this next year, a lot of that is all happening. All of that is.
Yeah. That would help a lot, in my opinion. Like the amount of scrap and stuff, especially some of these huge wing pieces that's got half of the filament I use is in the freaking supports, and I just throw them in the trash. Like, yeah, I'd buy one of those in a heartbeat, but the ones I've seen are
a little too expensive,
sketchy-ish, but not and expensive at the same time.
Yeah, like if what you're recycling turns into something that's going to cause a bunch of jams.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably going to run into the same problem you run into actual manufacturing, is that you can recycle, but then that becomes regrind, and the regrind isn't as good as the original, and no matter what you do to it, you can't get it to the same strength as the original. So then you have to start, in manufacturing, you start to have to limit the amount of regrind that's acceptable in the plastic, and it becomes a pain. It's not as recycling plastic is not as easy as people would think.
Yeah, because there's a chemical change. Like once you heat it up, it kind of gets tempered. It cools down. It gets tempered a bit, and it's a chemical change. You can't just heat it up again and have the same properties. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, I lost it. I had something clever to say. It's gone.
Oh man, come on, come on, more.
Do better.
Write that down.
Right. So it's funny. I made we get like big sheets of brown paper, and we like, because we do a lot of like painting out in the garage, but we'll put that down as on these our workbenches when we're working. And so I made a brown paper tablecloth for my computer desk, and I write notes on here all the time, mostly like medical appointments, but yeah. Convenient.
You know how I know you're old.
Yeah. Yeah, like right in front of me is like I've got to go in and get my hearing aids tweaked. That's coming up on the 17th.
I don't know. Hearing aids these days sound pretty cool. My dad's got them. He can Bluetooth in music and all kinds of shit while we're sitting there. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Not listening to anybody. All right. So you went really fast from like, hey, here's my box of Joes, to now I got a 3D printing business. Like, it's insane. Any have you experienced any bad side of it? Is there anything that you've kind of gone through where you were like,
The dark underbelly of the
dark
3D
side?
community.
Yeah.
I mean, not really. I mean, the stuff I expected. I mean, you start in any business, in any form, you start doing well, even a little bit, and you have the negative people start chiming in. I've had some of that, though. It's not been huge, but that I expected that. I mean, it's still, I want to reach out and punch someone in the face through the computer every now and then, but like, end of the day, it is what it is. Like, all right, yeah. You want to throw a tantrum about something because of whatever's going on in your life that day or whatever, like, okay. Outside of that, not yet. I mean, not that I can think of.
Okay.
Outside of I have to stop spending so much money on my own stuff that I am running a business. I have to, feed that. And when new things come out, I'm like, oh, but that looked really cool back there. Like, well, can I use it for the business? Not really, but it looked really cool back there.
So the balance of managing the hobby versus the business. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can do some of, like, I could buy something and paint it and use it as a display kind of deal of like, hey, look what I could do. Yeah. And then it's a business write-off, even though if it sits back on the shelf. So I'll continue to leverage the crap out of that as much as I can, but yeah.
Okay.
What are you missing so far, classified wise? So we talked about you did a pretty significant game of catch-up.
So I'm missing, I don't know the exact number. I'm missing about like a dozen characters out of the whole line. And most of them are the one, like, I don't have a vamp. I'd really like one. I refuse to pay $200, $300 for one at this point. Some of the early retro card backs, I don't have a couple of those. Some of the early, like a 00 Snake Eyes, I don't have that yet. Just a handful of different ones I don't have, but most of the other ones I've been able to find. Some loose through local toy stores or Ross, Ollie's, bargain stuff. Like if I can get something cheap, I'm all over it. So I've amassed a collection pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Sure.
Ross is going hard this year too. Like I thought, like last year, there was a lot of Joe stuff last year, and I thought Hasbro did a pretty significant course correction, and we weren't going to see it this year. But holy crap!
I haven't seen it.
There.
I've got 2 Rosses and within 30 minutes, and I go there, and I think last year I found one.
Yeah, I mean,
Tiger
kind of
Force
like
Dusty.
that's the thing is there's so many kind of collectors that are queued into it now that like it's kind of a bit of a competition because you got guys that'll go in there and just buy everything, you know. But like this week I got Agent Helix for like what $5-6. The Sergeant Slaughter, Mad Marauders, and Retro Beachhead, like all this week.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I went in there, like it was funny because my wife and I went to pick up a food order from a restaurant because we had family here, and there was a Ross basically across the parking lot, and we needed to kill like 10 minutes. So she's like, "Want to go in there and you can look?" I'm like, "Sure." There won't be anything. I won't be buying anything. And sure enough, there was all that stuff, and but the line was really long, so I left it. And I'm like, I'll come back tomorrow. It'll be. I'll come back tomorrow. It'll probably be gone, but it wasn't. So spent me. I think it was like $20, and I got Helix, Slaughter, and a Beachhead.
Oh, geez. Which Slaughter?
Wow.
The
Mad Marauders.
Mad Marauder one.
Mad Marauders.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got the sea bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I got him. He's on my shelf over here. I gave him knife hand, and he's pointing at me with knife hand, looking down at me.
Nice. Just like the real Sarge. Just like the real Sarge.
No, the real Sarge would see him.
Yeah. Oh, very cool.
Yeah. Real Sarge seems to always put me in a goddamn Cobra clutch, and I don't.
That's just his way of saying hello.
Yep.
It seems to be like I've met him a couple times now, and he's always like, "You ready?" I'm like, "No, thank you," and he just fucking does it. Oh God!
I actually picked up this week. So I want to expand a little bit into Marvel Legends, Black Series, just some of the accessories, be able to get those customers and get some stuff out to them. So I've been picking up cheap ones whenever I can, and Ollie's had all the Black Panther for $1 a piece. I was like, well,
really?
They're not great figures. It's not my movie. It's not my, but $1 a piece. Like I went in and picked up one of every different one I could, and I got them over here. Like, yeah, why not?
Nice.
Yeah.
I wish. I don't
You got some. You've got a little bit of the Action Force back there too, huh?
I do. Yeah, Action Force. I've got one Cosmic Legions, mostly because I wanted to turn it into a Deep Six. Now they're coming out with the Deep Six. By the time I've got it in a bin over there, labeled Deep Six with all the accessories I want, by the time I actually get to doing it now, they'll probably come out with the real one. So I don't know that I will. Yeah, but I was really impressed with how
they're pretty
how well they're made.
Yeah. Oh, the Cosmic Legion stuff.
Yeah.
All the Four Horsemen stuff's really. I mean, that's why they've got such a dedicated following. And Legion's Con was what, like a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah. I may try and get to that one next year, just to go, not to even have like a booth or table or anything. Just
the
go check
videos I saw, the amount of customizers there, like the stuff they're doing looks amazing.
Yeah, they actually, my understanding is they very openly say, here's the dimensions of like the joints and everything, and they keep it all universal, and they encourage customizers to make different parts that you can swap in, swap out, and add. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's a great way to really kind of involve the community and keep the community strong, is to have the forethought to do that. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, guys. show and tell. Anybody got anything that they've been working on, things like that. It's been a minute, and I know Mark's been hitting the trail. So
Yeah, I've been out. I've got all those pack rats. I finally like finished that and put the pack rats up on the Patreon. So I need to return yours. I got it. It's literally right here. Your Action Force.
Nice.
So that's gonna get in the mail here shortly for you. But it worked out.
Oh, that looks great. Yeah, I can't wait to start printing them.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's real exciting not printing it in resin and then having to paint it. Like just like it's pretty fantastical not painting, man. we're dealing with dealing with the resin cleanup.
Wow.
Yeah, those
I
look,
switched up
those
to
look
treads.
great.
Like I really wanted to do working treads on these, and it's
At that scale, that would be very difficult.
It's just too small.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got it. I even got it to work for about 10 seconds before rolling before it kind of comes apart. When I did individual links.
Yeah.
And I could try printing it in TPU, but no thanks. I've mentally moved on to the next 10 things already.
Yep.
This guy.
Man, yeah, those just look so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out. I didn't realize, so this was, I'm really happy how these things kind of roll. Like, I didn't think I'd get a good roll, because I'm very much an advocate of printing anything that's a circle, like printing it 90 degrees to the bed.
Oh, really?
Okay. And I did not do that, and they still work.
Yep.
So,
nice.
But yeah, I had started the pack rats years ago, and just other people had done them, so I just kind of washed my hands of it and kept looking at the, when I'm scrolling through the Fusion and past all the other projects, looking for whatever it is I'm working on, and like there they go, I would see them, and I finally was just like, fuck it, I'll finish those up. And I didn't realize, but I guess no one ever did the damn flamethrower.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people did the missile. A couple people did the machine gun, and then the flamethrower. I think the problem is no one could find a flamethrower pack rat that was all together and could stand on its own, because that was my experience with that thing.
Yeah, it's they really, I don't want to say they like overcomplicated it, but because of the design of it, like they had to break, like each leg had to be a separate piece, just in the name of molding and tooling it. And it ended up being real flimsy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep.
So like this one, like my little tripod, like I did my best to make it look like the legs are different pieces, but they're not. Like it's just it's just one solid piece, so it's never gonna lay flat.
Oh, really?
Okay. Like that. Yeah.
Nice.
It's just stronger that way.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't think it's suffering in any way. I mean, you're not going to give this to a kid and have him go play in the sandbox with it. This is going, these are for display, not play. So that's the only thing I'm working on that I haven't signed an NDA about.
All right. Dang it. Okay. I guess we'll find out later.
Yeah, I've got some fun projects I'm on. So.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Mike, you always have something. Come on, man.
Yeah, I am working on something. It's getting close to the finish line. I don't want to unveil it yet.
Okay.
So
have you moved past the flag? You're done with the flag?
No, that's still the project.
What do you have left? Like I've seen it. I've seen your flag a couple times, and every time I'm like, he's got to be done. Like, what is there left to do?
Every time, well, it has been a lot of, the finding the time to do it, but the amount of engineering I'm doing on that thing, I decided I don't want to. Well, I can reveal something because I don't want to miss anything from the flag.
So you're working on like a 1 millimeter tall keel haul.
Oh boy.
That's a turret.
I was kidding. Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay, I see it.
That's one turret on the flag.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
just figuring out how in the world to do stuff at this scale is the difficulty.
Yeah.
So I showed you the antenna last time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is, that's the primary antenna array.
Sweet.
So yeah, and it's figuring out how to put all this stuff together, how to make it. Now, Derek Hicks actually really helped me out. He, not even knowing I was working on this project, he was like, "Hey, I got something you'd like. Here's a scaled down version of the flag. I think you might be able to you might be able to do something with it." And it really helped. Unfortunately, it helped me look at my project and say, you know what, I really need to go into more detail, even as small as it is. So,
Wow.
So it's still in progress.
Okay.
But
and that's not the thing that you're.
No, that's the thing that I'm still working on. Still trying to finish that.
Wow. So, in my mind, that thing was like had one toe across the finish line, but it sounds like you're redoing a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of the challenge has been how do I, I can design the pieces and I can print the pieces, but how do I make this to where I can build them at scale? Because I've got plans for that thing that are beyond just making one or two. So we'll see what ends up happening there.
That's right, Michael.
So we'll see. The other thing that is very cool that is still going back to the Scorpion project is if you guys are reading picking up the Disavowed, watch for issue number 3. It's going to be very cool.
Interesting.
Okay.
I'm still waiting. Like, did you get yours from the Kickstarter?
Yeah, the issues.
Yeah.
So the Kickstarter was just issue 1.
Yeah.
But the digital posted. The digital issue number 2 has posted. Digital issue number 3 won't show up until January.
Okay. But so I'm just asking Kickstarter, did you get your issue 1?
Yes.
Okay.
You never got yours?
Show up anytime now. I haven't got it yet. But like I did I got the email about like verify your address.
Okay, yeah, you'll definitely want to reach out for that. I got my issue number 1s back in October for the Kickstarter.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Oh, that look on his face. Where's my stuff?
Yeah.
Damn it! But like, I just realized this week that my Pythona had never arrived, and so I went looking, and it had gotten canceled.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
No.
They've done this to me like 6 or 7 times now. It's like there was an issue with so I had a card that like expired and I got the new card and it's the same number but a different expiration date. And so it's just caused all these downs. Even though I've updated it on the fucking site, it just causes all these like downstream failures when they go to charge it. And I don't pay attention to my email because I get, 2,000 emails a day at this point. Because everybody sells your goddamn information.
Wow. I think I had something like that happen on Amazon, so I feel your pain. It was for the MMS, but luckily I was like that. They wound up canceling. I had 2 ordered, But then when I went to, I had to like buy it again, and they would only let me buy one.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, they got me with the snake armor. Like, fortunately, I had a friend who bought two, and he let me buy the second one off of him.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't go on to Pulse and order a goddamn like I could have. Like, it was in stock for a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But why would I order a second one with a different card? Why would I do that? You know.
Dang.
Interesting. Oh wow.
All right, so now I got to find out where my disavowed is.
He's like on a mission now.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Uh,
Shouldn't be work, man.
so I think for the year we're done getting figures. Nothing else should be
I hope
done.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Should be.
what are your guys' thoughts on the Arctic Hiss?
There we go. I haven't
Oh,
done it yet. It's still, I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm in that boat. I love the Hiss. I've got the classified, the original. I'm like, it's $200. It's different-ish, but is there value? Do I need a $200 thing sitting on the shelf that's just slightly different than the one that's already sitting on the shelf doing nothing? I'm like,
it's not doing nothing. It's adding value to the real estate.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So,
I posted some of my comments and stuff.
yeah.
I'm on both sides. So one, I've got two of them ordered.
Okay.
The other side, I think it's overpriced for what it is for.
Yeah.
And someone corrected me. I think I posted there's no new tooling. Like, all right, there's a blanket, there's a little basket, there's some new tooling, but the main new tooling isn't new. So they've already paid for that in some fashion, however it works for them.
We paid for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, we paid for that tooling.
Yeah, I would say there is as much new. They tooled everything that was unique to the original Arctic Hiss, which came out, back in the Ross
like
day,
2009 or something like that.
So they did a very accurate representation of the Arctic Hiss. It looks like they're even throwing some extra things in, like gas cans from the Vamp, and so it's different-ish. For me, it would be a no-brainer if they had included a second Arctic figure.
Or a different one. I saw some people saying Cobra Commander, Arctic Cobra Commander would have sold.
Oh,
two of them.
Yeah. Arctic Cobra Commander, that would have been that would have been perfect. But then you run into the problem, what do you do for the person that buys two? Then you're flooding the market.
Same thing they do now is that person sells them for $200 on eBay.
That would. You're right. I think an Arctic Cobra Commander would have been a shoe-in for this. I absolutely would have bought it.
I think
I would have been
saving that.
I wouldn't bitch about the price. I wouldn't bitch about anything. But yeah, I'm the same boat. Like, I'm gonna get. I haven't ordered it yet. I will. I might get to. But yeah, like the figure, no new tooling. The vast majority of the whole thing is just it's tooling that we paid for. If it hadn't been a HasLab, I wouldn't be able to make that little complaint.
Yeah.
But it was a HasLab. I don't remember what we paid. $3-something? Was it 300?
I think they were
325.
300 a Hiss, but that was also for 4 figures.
Yeah, and lights.
And for the lights. Yep. And and the extra pieces. Don't forget that. Because you got dual canopies, you got the front shield, you got the rocket launchers for the side, you got the additional armor plates. None of that's part of this from what they're showing.
I'm real disappointed in the missiles.
The fact that they're just reusing the Stinger missibles with that tiny little oven to hold it all together.
What would have been the ideal price then? Like what we think? What do we think was fair?
I think
where it's at right now, 150. I think.
Yeah, I think 150. I think 200 if it had a second figure with it. I would not be offended by 200 with 2 figures. I also think, even though it's not a HasLab, to make it interesting, I think Hasbro should have done a tiered system of saying, you know, this thing's going to happen. It will happen. Feel free to spend your money to buy it at $200. But if we sell 5,000 of these, we're going to give you this. If you sell 10,000 of these, we're going to give you this. Just to make it interesting.
Now, they had a team of people calculate like what's the most we can charge for this without really pissing people off.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's where they landed on 200. Like,
yeah.
They'll never do it. I just wish they'd cut us a fucking break somewhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing their reasoning was, okay, it's 175 and a figure.
Yeah. And that to me, if it was a brand, if this was their retail release of the Hiss right off the bat, there was never a HasLab. Hiss came out. It was $200 with one figure. I'd be all for it. $200 for something that's a different color mold from something we already have. I would almost say it's not even that it's a bad value. If you look at some of the other tools that are out there, some of the other large scale tools. But to me, is it $200 that I want to spend, knowing that I already have the exact same thing, but in a different color sitting on the shelf?
We have the better version.
We have the better version, exactly. That said, I probably will buy one. It's just, I'm going to argue, I'm going to gripe about it, but in this case, I probably will. But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. So here's my take, my hot take.
Mm-hmm.
So that's coming out, or they brought that whole ordeal out in December, and I've seen something that I think is arguably better being brought out by one of our guys, and that's the Mauler.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I'm sitting here choosing. I'm like, do I get both of these, or do I get what I think is better?
Yeah.
And so that's sort of the decision that I'm making right now.
Right. Yeah. And are you familiar with Derek's work, Rowdy Toys? Chaz?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that Mauler, great stuff. Yeah. That Mauler looks incredible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's the FOMO collector, because it does hit you with, okay, the Hiss is real. It's a licensed product. It's boxed. It comes with a real figure. It's not a custom. So then there's that, that kind of balance there too.
Yeah, but
it all comes down to, where do you want to spend your money?
Exactly.
And I absolutely agree with your point. If it's $200 for a white Hiss versus, how much is he charging for the Mauler? $350?
I think it's $299. I think
$299.
So an extra $100 for something that's completely new, completely different than anything else, that just looks hands down spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I can absolutely see, because it's a battle for your wallet at this point.
Yeah,
I think it's bad. I can't decide if it's good timing or bad timing from Hasbro's point of view, because there is a lot of money going out for the holidays.
Yeah, but they're saying they're not taking the money until when?
Yeah,
till next year. Till
next year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that was part of my tipping point. When I first saw it, I was like, nah, not at that price. And then we're not charging you until it ships next year. I'm like,
yeah,
all right. Like, that doesn't hurt the wallet right now, like it already is with all the other stuff coming through. Like, next year, $200.
Yeah.
Okay.
And quite frankly, I'll give them that the timing is good, because there is probably a lot of people that was like, hey, honey, what would you like for Christmas? Just give me some money and I can throw it towards this $200 toy that I normally wouldn't have money for. So I think it's a good strategy on their behalf, especially for people that are already all in on the Snowcat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually something I did not do. I did not do this. I ended up not doing the Snowcat HasLab.
I'm surprised. Okay.
It kind of surprised me myself, but I looked at it and I was like, I don't need another $300 thing, because it wasn't just the price of the snowcat, it was the shipping and the hey, we're HasLab, so we're going to just tack on an extra $30 for some reason. That pissed me off. I'm sure it has something to do with tariffs, but I'm not a Pulse member. And I think if you're not a Pulse member, there was just a line item of like $30 on top of everything else. I'm like, okay, this is getting ridiculous.
I think they might have actually hit the Pulse members with that. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was actually a balance of it was rolled into the shipping in some way, but it was a separate line item, and people were really questioning it.
Okay. So I went ahead and pulled.
It's $29.99 Hasbro surcharge. I am a Pulse member, and I got hit with that.
Okay, so I think everybody did.
Yeah, so it was out there on top of the shipping, on top of the cost of the HasLab. So it's just like, all right, I don't need this.
Oh,
I
disregard. I'm looking at it. Shipping was $6.99, and then down the thing, I've got minus $6.99 shipping.
Okay, so here's what they did. As a Hasbro Pulse member, you get free shipping. So they're not shipping that thing for $7. So they play the shell game in which, hey, you did get your free shipping, but that free shipping is now only valued at $7. The surcharge is the money that you're collecting. So it was.
But that's what I'm
honestly,
saying.
Looking at the original Hiss, it probably cost about $30 to ship.
So they took off the surcharge too, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, did they take? Oh, they did take off the surcharge.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what kind of game they're playing, but it's very weird.
So yeah, they add it there, they take it away there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about.
Interesting. Anyway, I would not have gotten the free shipping. So from my point of view, it would have been an extra $37.
Yeah. Okay.
But
didn't know that.
Right. But I have a Hiss in a box, and maybe someday someone will say, "Hey, I really want a Hiss in a box."
Got a Hiss in a box.
Yeah. So maybe I'll find someone that'll want to do a direct trade.
Okay. I went ahead and pulled the trigger on the Mauler. I think I did it the other day, like pretty recently. I just kept looking back and forth, and I'm like, right now, that's where my money's going. But I do kind of like the fact that they're not going to charge for that Hiss until next year. So I'll probably get it.
See, I normally complain. I would rather they just took the damn money, so it's
I would too.
Like I could be better about balancing my checkbook like everybody else. I would rather they just took the damn money most of the time. But because it's like it's December, it's Christmas, right? Like, in this particular case, I'm in that boat too. I'd rather take the money next year. That's
I'm 100% with you right there. Like normally, I don't like the way they did. Like if you were on getting hammered for pre-orders in October, I mean, that was horrible, absolutely horrible. And I would have rather them take my money right when I ordered it back then, because I think it wound up being like $1,000 or something like that for folks in October, and that sucked. That was quote unquote shitty.
Yeah, it was like every week there was some new thing to stress about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good thing, Hasbro. That really was pretty crappy.
Yeah.
So I've got a show and tell if we're not past that segment.
Yeah.
Well, it's always time for that.
All right. So this is still prototype. As I say that, one of the wheels just fell off. Don't pay attention to that part. So I'm doing my own mini crawler kind of deal.
Okay.
So 6 wheels. However, it's going to have interchangeable tops. So my idea is you'll be able to buy the base and then buy different tops. And all the tops will be magnetic.
Oh, nice.
So they just clip right in instead of pushing down in pegs that have to line up or anything like that. They'll just pop on and off.
Yeah.
This one.
Less breakage too.
Yeah. This one's got the same attachment as the drones.
Okay.
So you'll be able to fit any of those attachments on the front here. So the Gatling gun or I guess a sword or an axe or whatever the hell you wanted to put on there. And then I've also got an extension. So it adds 2 more wheels, magnetic, and a troop transport or like a medical thing for when Lifeline comes out. So again, you'll be able to buy just the extra wheels and the top to put on that. And those just all magnet together, so you can switch them in and out.
Hold on, wait, why was the figure not sliding around?
Oh, he does.
It just okay.
I must have just had it at the right angle or something. Yeah,
Okay.
no, not
Saw
magnet
that,
on
right?
the figure.
Like you were moving it around and he didn't slide, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
what's happening there?
Awesome. Love it.
So got that going on. I still got to figure out the wheels. The wheels, I got to find the balance of, do they roll or do they stay on well?
Right.
And I've had them both ways so far. And right now, this prototype, they roll really well. They don't stay on really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I kind of had that struggle with this guy.
Yeah.
Not to steal your thunder or anything, but
No, do it.
Like I was saying, like these are spinning fantastic, and it's a little cap.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, if you'll excuse the gesture, there's like a little male and female part. I glue it in.
All right. Hey,
So like they are not coming off, but they spin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
That's kind of what I did on the Scorpion, where these, I'm really happy with the way these roll. So I've got a little snap configuration, like that, all FDM printed.
Yeah, you
but
did.
then what I did is that's actually a separate hubcap that snaps into the wheel to cover up the fact that you've got an open hole here.
Okay.
So.
Oh, you can see it on the stored wheel on the back.
Yeah. Yep. And that's just because normally I would have put a hubcap on this, but this version is just kind of my test version, so it's kind of in the not fully complete.
Okay.
My back axle's falling apart.
Yeah. Like those are good. Like the mushroom caps are kind of deceptive. Like sometimes you think you can get away with not splitting the axle quite so far, but you've really got to give it enough room for the 2 halves to come together.
Exactly.
Like
I did like a 4 slice mushroom cap.
Okay.
So it's got a slice this way and a cut this way.
Right.
But I think it's just too short. I think I need to lengthen them out.
That's
too
short. Having fooled with this a lot, like I know that's way too short.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I think you're going to be in a better position.
Like if you double that, and you'll start to get in where you need to be. But
and honestly, you may not need the 4 cap. I think a 2 cap, as long as you have enough space for them to flex.
Yeah.
That's going to give you a stronger axle. And I don't think you're going to gain you're not going to gain that much from the 4.
Okay. And these were all printed. This was my initial test. Go ahead.
Well, the trick when you're doing the 2 halves, like down the middle, like you've got that give there, so that the cap's going to stick out this way. 90 degrees to that, it has to be shaved off. It has to be flush with the axle.
Okay.
Because there's no give on the sides. It's only giving this way.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. That makes sense?
Yeah. And these were all printed in that ASA.
Oh, wow.
So this was my first test on the ASA. And this thing was painted because I only bought a black ASA, so I painted this quick. But it was also a good test. I didn't realize until I started painting it. I'm like, oh, I don't know if paint sticks to ASA. But it sticks just fine. I mean, no different than PLA. So
sweet.
And that's just a primer, or is that like a paint?
Yeah, I think I did gray primer, and then I did another like non-primer gray over it. So it's got 2 coats, but nothing.
It looks very clean. It looks very clean.
Yeah. I wasn't sure how the ASA. Now some of the small details, and you're not gonna be able to tell on here, like they're not as crisp as I would like. I just need to redesign them, I think, a little bit, flip the direction or something of how it's printing them. But it printed well as far as layer lines and stuff. It It's not bad at all. Now these are two separate pieces that peg down in, so I can print them flat and easier. But
Sweet.
yeah, not bad.
I just like the idea though. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pretty cool idea. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, little modularity, but also filling a need.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep. Very cool idea.
Sweet.
All right,
all I
party
got.
people. I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're at an hour and 45.
Oh,
All right.
really?
That went by quick.
I know. Yeah. We're just talking Joes, talking toys.
Just 4 grown men talking about toys. No problem.
Yeah, no big deal. No
Yep.
big deal.
Nothing to see here.
I appreciate you guys
I mean,
having me on a lot. It was a good time.
Absolutely. It was great.
I love watching you guys. Love talking to you.
Like
Great.
next, and if you've got a thing you want to show off and you just want to come back, like no problem. Just let us know.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I need to get more guests on here anyway. So,
So are we looking at
the three of us?
We looking at one next week?
We're looking at one next week. I've got actually I spoke to Derek briefly, and we're gonna get him back on sometime soon. And we got a couple potential guests lined up. So hopefully, it is December. So we're looking at next week, no problem. And then the Sunday after that is a good couple of days after Christmas. So I'm certainly ready, willing, and available. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. We'll talk. But I don't have any reason to not do next week.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, then that works.
Cool. And I posted a link in the chat to GICustoms.com, which is a nice, easy one to remember. God bless you. So you can go to Chaz's website.
Thank you.
Order some cool stuff. Everything looks awesome. Is it anything not painted?
Some of the walls for the bunkers aren't painted. Those are printed in the color, and the colors match almost exactly. And most of the little accessories, the newer accessories, aren't painted. I think the cluster rockets or something I do paint red on the tips, and that's it. The rest of them aren't painted.
Yeah, it's just it's that little extra touch that really kind of makes the print pop, and everything just looks awesome on there. So
thank you.
Definitely go check that out. Cool. All right, guys. That's it for us today. Do you have something, Artwann?
No, I'm good. We're good to go.
So cool. So thanks again, everybody, and we'll catch you in a week.